Okay, so super excited about this third episode of WandaVision. We have a lot to talk about in relation to our last Watch Companion video. And again, I won't be giving away any sort of major plot details here, just in case you didn't see the episode yet. But I do want to talk about a few scenes in the episode because they directly connect with our previous questions and discussions about the focus of the series. Now, just as we were hoping, this episode starts to shift its focus a little bit toward Vision, which is exactly what we said we wanted to see in the previous video. We now know that Vision essentially does not have agency in this world. He can't really co-create narrative here with Wanda. And therefore, our final question from the last, video about whether or not Vision, or whether or not we can consider Vision to be trapped here, definitely has more legs than we even thought, right? I think it's now most definitely a fair question to ask. Is Vision trapped here? In fact, I would even go as far as to say, I'm prepared to say yes. You might recall in the second Watch Companion episode video, I talked about Vision's analytical skills from Captain America Civil War, and about how much I really enjoyed just seeing him sort of logically lay out the various problems that they all faced in that movie. In fact, I actually, in between the second and third episode of WandaVision, I rewatched Civil War, which I'm thinking, in my opinion, is still the best of the MCU films thus far. I know, some of you already are like, that's it. Unsubscribe, thumbs down, no. Okay, maybe I'll make a video that talks about that at some point, why I think that that's the best MCU film up to this point. But that's neither here nor there. I watched it again because I wanted to see again how Vision is able to engage analytically the world around him. And what I came away with from that viewing again of Civil War was that it's not just that he's incredibly smart, right? He's not just a calculator in a cape. He's able to rationally engage the world through human traits, right? Through yearning, through frailty, through love, etc. But in this third WandaVision episode, when he finally has the chance to sort of engage that part of him, he's immediately shut down. Now, by what or by whom, maybe we know, and maybe we don't know. I still think it's a little bit too early in this series to blatantly say that any one person or being is responsible for all of the breakages in time or the unnatural events that occur. What I do know is that the media in this episode, right, that pull of the media that we talked about, is really interesting. Of course, everybody gets the Brady Bunch references throughout, right? However, as someone who has broken down a couple of Twilight Zone episodes from the 1960s on this channel, I definitely got an Anthony Fremont vibe in this episode. You know, the little boy from It's a Good Life, that episode from the Twilight Zone. Let's just say, it's a good thing that you did that, Wanda. It's a very good thing. Additionally, we're starting to see even more narrative breaches occur, and they're occurring both more frequently and more imprecisely to a degree, right? We have to do a little bit more work than we did in the first two episodes to really recognize the narrative breaches for what they are. Now, more particularly, the one that I want to focus on here for just a brief moment is Herb at the cinder block wall. Now, if you've seen the episode, you know that Herb spends basically the entire episode just at this cinder block wall that separates his house from Vision and Wanda's. And the interesting thing that occurs is he's using a hedge trimmer, an electric hedge trimmer, and he's actually going through the cinder block wall. Now, if you've ever used one of these things in real life, you know that they can barely cut through a dandelion, let alone an entire, like a cinder block wall. Okay, so what do we make of this? Yes, it is absolutely a kind of breach, a narrative breach, but it has even more meaning than just that. Now, if you're still with me, I'm going to warn you. I'm about to flex my early American literature PhD muscles here, okay? I'm about to nerd out a little bit, so bear with me. The short story, Benito Cereno, published in 1855 by American author Herman Melville, is about an American sailor, Captain Delano, who has boarded a Spanish slave ship, and he's just sort of walking around the deck, observing what's going on. But as he's walking, you sort of get this eerie feeling like something isn't right. Something weird is going on here. Then Delano sees one of the Spanish sailors making this really intricate sort of grouping of knots on this rope. And when he asks the sailor what it's about, the sailor says, "I'm making a knot for someone to undo." And then the Spanish sailor, takes the rope and flings it at Captain Delano and says, "Undo it. Cut it." Now, what's the deal with this rope and these knots? It's the Spanish sailor's way of saying, you need to see beyond just what's in front of you. You need to see the complexities that are happening around you, and you need to untangle what's really happening right now, in the moment. Herb at the cinder block wall is him throwing the rope at Vision, telling him, cut through it, cut through the walls, see through them, see what's on the other side of you, what's on the other side of your house, what's on the other side of your life. We learned some more information about the people who surround Wanda. We even lost some people and gained some new ones. Those new people, though, right? What roles are they going to play in this? And do we even know who they really are? And how close is Vision to figuring out his own limitations here in this world? And finally, even if he does figure out that he's sort of trapped, does he care? The rope has been cast at our feet, viewers. Can we undo it? Can we cut it? I don't know. But we can try. And we can have some fun doing it. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. I come out with new content every week. And if the mood so hits you for something silly or something thoughtful and engaging, try one of my other videos on the channel. Until next time, keep working on that rope.